First, in a highly controversial vote today, the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Commission agreed to purchase the Milk River Ranch along the High Line.
This means the state will buy 4,500 acres from private landowners. FWP will buy the first 3,000 acres for $4.7 million. They will use Habitat Montana money, which is funded through big game licenses, to buy its portion of the ranch. DNRC will pay just over $1 million for 1,000 acres. On a conference call this morning, commissioners voted to approve the acquisition. Commissioner Ron Moody of Lewistown was the only one to vote against it, saying this would clean out the Habitat Montana Fund for the year. He also expressed concerns about the appraisal, saying the price seemed awfully high. The other 4 commissioners supported the purchase, despite the fact that most of the public comment opposed it.
What has been difficult, though, in this project in particular is determining if it's just an objection to this proposal, if it's an objection to this administration, or if it's an objection to FWP owning land, period. And I fear that that latter part is driving much of this discussion.
All in all, for the benefit of the state of Montana as a whole in the long run, this is, I think, opportunity we can't pass up.
Many north central Montana residents put in their 2 cents via conference call. It was standing room only in Havre, where more than 80 individuals showed up to speak out, mostly against the acquisition. Those who live next to the land for sale voiced concerns about what this added access would mean for properties. Many say this land is not great for hunting or fishing, and they'd prefer that FWP use the money to improve public access elsewhere.
Fish and Wildlife and Parks, I believe, is probably one of the worst neighbors you can have because of the noxious weeds and the fence problems they do not seem to maintain.
A couple of Great Falls residents also spoke out against the purchase. Their concerns included the high appraisal value and the limitations it could create for new farmers.
But we do have a deficit that we need to pay attention to. We are lacking young people in our most influential and important industry. Time is of essence. We need to attract, support, and encourage more young people to come back to our family farms and ranches. This right here could be a step in that direction. Let's not use taxpayer dollars to compete with those wishing to expand their farms and ranches.
The few people who spoke in favor of acquiring the land noted the area's cultural and scientific value, pointing out the possibility of archaeological finds and applauding the improved access to such a beautiful area.
If you're out and about this evening, you won't have to worry about any snow.
Mike, the question now is it going to get any warmer?
I think it will here in the next couple of days, mainly just tomorrow as we switch our winds around to the southwest. You check out the temperatures across the west right now. Minot at 9 below zero, 27 in Great Falls. Look farther to the west. We've got warmer air that's headed our way. It moves in just for a day. We'll look at that coming up.
All right, thanks, Mike. Montana's F15 Eagle started their trek home to Big Sky Country earlier today.
The jets and our local airmen have been standing alert for 28 months in Hawaii. All 6 jets were scheduled to come home today, but a mechanical issue on one jet meant a group of 3 stayed behind. The pilots arriving today tell us it was great to be a part of this mission, protecting the United States as Hawaii transitions to the F-22s, but they say it's even better to be home and get back to work.
Now that we have more airplanes back on the ramp, so some more local training and starting to kind of get up to speed on everything else we're supposed to be doing as well as our mission.
The last 3 jets are scheduled to arrive tomorrow afternoon, and the rest of the personnel will begin coming back on Wednesday.
Our new Great Falls City Commissioner will be selected by this time tomorrow. The commission spent the day interviewing 8 candidates seeking Mary Jolley's seat. Jolley will leave the commission in a matter of weeks to become Justice of the Peace. Each candidate answered the same set of questions pertaining to how they approach issues, criticism, and what they know about a commissioner's job. They were also asked about their personalities.
A little bit nervous about to have my interview, and but I'm excited about the opportunity and honored that I'm here for it, and we'll see how things go.
I think the questions that they ask are trying to find out how you do feel about Great Falls and how you feel about people contacting you, communication. I think their questions were very good.
The commissioners will make their selection tomorrow at 2. That meeting is open to the public. It will be inside the Gibson Room of the Civic Center.
The elderly driver who caused a several-car accident in downtown Great Falls remains in the intensive care unit. Friday morning, the 89-year-old Great Falls woman was speeding down 9th Street when she rear-ended a pickup truck. Police say the truck rolled to its side and slid through an intersection, hitting a man crossing the street with his toddler son. Both pedestrians and the pickup truck driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries and are out of the hospital. Family of the 89-year-old woman tell police she's doing better and is now stable. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. Well, crashes like Friday's don't only shut down a major intersection, they tend to draw huge crowds.
And emergency responders are not thrilled with all of that extra traffic. They voiced their concerns to KRTV's Tara Grimes.
At the scene of an emergency comes lights, sirens, and commotion. It's also not unusual for first responders to know they will have bystanders to deal with.
It does happen where we have too many people congregating at the scene of probably in particular, accidents, motor vehicle crashes.
Although it's every citizen's legal right to stand where they want and do what they want on public property, emergency officials say sometimes the risks aren't worth the watch.
Slip, trips, and falls, sharp metal objects, electrical thing. And there's, someone hits a power pole. I've seen people stand under the power lines thinking this, we're not doing it. Why would you? And we try to warn them.
They also urge residents to think twice about snapping a picture and posting it to a social media site.
I'm not here to talk about morality or ethics or any of those things, but think about that. Somebody's kid, somebody's wife, somebody's son, somebody's brother is in a real bad situation we're trying to make better, and you watching this whole thing transpire and using your phone to take pictures of it, is that what you would want done when it was your turn up like that? No, you wouldn't.
Someone's having a medical emergency, they're not at their best, they're probably having medical procedures done to them by us and other responders. And I think it is important to maintain their privacy just from a human decency standpoint.
And while Hester says he understands the curiosity, he just wants residents to remember the hazards they could be facing when entering the scene. In Great Falls, Tara Grimes, MTN News.
Hester also reminds people to stay a safe distance from fires. He says if you get too close, you could be breathing in carcinogens.
For the third holiday season, members of the Great Falls community will contribute to Angels in Camo, a KRTV-sponsored program that supports veterans in need.
KRTV's Claire Anderson shares a personal account of how Angels in Camo has a lasting impact.
I think it's a godsend. One, I don't have to worry about what I can get him, my grandson, because Christmas is about the kids, and that's who I worry about.
Lyle was in the Air Force for over 20 years and now resides in Great Falls with his son and 5-year-old grandson, Hunter.
Snow slide.
Facing hard times due to his son's car accident last year, leaving him without work.
Without him having a job, it really has been tight this year.
And Lyle's injuries causing retirement, the Angels in Camo program has truly helped make the holidays easier on the family.
Well, I wouldn't be able to get the other items that he needs. I don't want to burden them with everything because money's tight.
This is the third year Lyle has participated in Angels in Camo, and most of the gifts he received go straight to his grandson.
He got him a snow outfit, a pair of boots, a couple outfits that was really made his day.
Lyle and his son's main concern are about making sure Hunter has a Merry Christmas, and the toys from Angels in Camo help make that happen.
I tell him what size he is, and they ask what kind of toys he likes, and he likes just about anything.
Lyle and his family are thankful for the program, and it allows them to make plans for the future.
This way it affords us to get things where we can maybe pool in together and get one really nice thing that he can use in the summer.
In Great Falls, Claire Anderson, MTN News.
If you're interested in being a sponsor or looking for help from Angels in Camo, you can find more information at krtv.com. All right, Mike joins us now. Thankfully, the cool air that we have been dealing with all weekend, not as cold right now.
Right, not as cold out there today. We saw that sunshine. That felt nice. Just nice to see some of that clear sky. And this picture, we showed it to you this weekend, but I wanted to show it to you again. Barry Rafferty uploading this to krtv.com. Just a gorgeous look right after the snow of the sunshine there over the Milwaukee station, the river, very calm, and of course the snow and the trees. Keep sending in your photos. You can email them to weather@krtv.com. You can upload them to our Facebook page or even tweet them at us there using KRTVWX or upload them to our website. Stay with us. Your complete forecast is next.